what is avionics and why is it required? And just a minute, I'm sharing this. Bharati, please enable
Yeah, just
participant sharing.
yeah, please enable.
Yep, thank you. Okay, no, one second. Okay, so basically, avionics is the electronic systems that's present in the rockets. As you all know, a rocket without the electronic systems is just same as the rockets we fly during the Diwali times. So avionics is the main part of the electronic systems, and NASA even calls the avionics to be the brain of the entire rocket. So basically, it consists of the electronic parts which tell the rocket where to fly, how to fly, and when to deploy the parachute and all the other necessary items. And all these data like we can use different sensors on the rocket like the altimeter, the accelerometer, gyroscope, which is used to find the orientation of the rocket, and all these data can be stored on a SD card using the modules. Basically we need, that's like as I already told, we need avionics to just deploy
I
the
don't.
parachute at the right time.
Yeah,
Yeah, what?
nothing. There is nothing much in the avionics system. As
Yeah,
Ananya already mentioned, we have different tasks. Depending on what task we need to do, we can change the avionics system or make the avionics system in such way. Whether it can be guiding the rocket to go in a specific path, in a specific orbit or something, or you can also make the avionics system to deploy the parachute at a specific amount of time, or deploy the payload such as a CANSAT at the specific time. So all this avionics system can do, and along with it, it can also record flight data, uh, like at the altimeters, which can record the altitude of the rocket. um, Actually, you can also, there are specific altimeters in the market which records only the altitude and gives a proper sampling rate. But people, for having a cheaper rate, they also use a barometric for finding the altitude. That is also fine. And also there is gyroscope and accelerometers, which all these comes on a single chip. That is also very easy to find and also integrate it to our avionics system. All this data can be used, for the next flight. Maybe for the next flight ki, whether how we need to more modify the rocket so that it goes in a proper trajectory. So having all this data is very useful. Okay, so that is also one use. And also, people actually, mostly people forget about the power system. uh, yeah, avionics power system. uh, Basically, we just can't put any random battery in the rocket to send it higher, because it will add to the weight, right? And the center of gravity and all will change. So we also need to design a proper power systems, not an advanced one, but a normal basic power system, which won't add too much to the weight of the rocket. Yeah.
yeah. Like as you mentioned, there are different systems which comes under the avionics as been highlighted. It's a flight, guidance, control, telemetry, and the payload. So the necessary electronic items needed in all these different systems to perform to its need, and the what we need.
Oh, will be
Avionics
carried.
consists of all those. Yeah.
All right.
Okay,
So
guys.
your part is
We're
done,
done.
right?
Yep. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
For room two, मैं बोलूं, सचिन, अभिषेक, Teresa. Okay, fine. I'll say for room two, no problem. So for the second point was, what is live telemetry of data, and give at least 6 missions for avionics subsystem. First, I'll just start with the missions of right now. Bhargav, Ananya have explained you some terms like altimeter, gyroscopes, accelerometers, and everything. So now 6 missions. The first one would be pressure, all right, to calculate pressure at after maybe 1 second interval, or maybe 0.5 0.1 second or less. It should be in milliseconds actually, since rockets are quite fast. All right, that's one of the missions. Pressure. Then the temperature is one of the missions. I'm telling this because these are basic missions which need to be there. All right. And then there's even you can put humidity, however it's completely useless, but still. And then there's two main things: acceleration of the rocket, all right, and tilt of the rocket. Okay, so acceleration is achieved by accelerometers, and tilt is achieved by gyroscopes. All right. Now live telemetry of data is nothing but these data. Either you can store this data on the rocket itself and then recover, and once it crashes, and then you can take the data from maybe an SD card module, or else what you can do is straight up send this data. Or like straight up send this data from the rocket to a ground station. Ground station usually has a receiver. That's the like block diagram I'm saying. Receiver, the processing unit, and a screen. All right. Receiver receives the information. Processing unit understands ki kya hai, what data is there, and then it displays for you. All right. Uh, Live, that is live telemetry of data. Now one of the missions, one more important mission is beacon. All right, how to retrieve the rocket once it has maybe landed in some a place like a field where you can't see it. All right. So for high altitude rockets, in case the parachute takes it to a different place from maybe 500 meters, 600 meters away from your location, then how will you find it? So beacon is one of the most important things. GPS system is used for the beacon. All right. So code GPS coordinates you can get on your either device or on your phone. Okay, you can mix a GPS system and a GSM system, and using the GSM system you can send the coordinates of your rocket to your phone. Okay, because mobile network is everywhere. Transmission receiving network might have a range, maximum to maximum it can get up to 30 kilometers, but those are really costly modules. So that's one of the missions. And uh, two more missions are there. Atharva will explain in his part. All right. So from my side, that's all. Atharva, you can explain.
So our topic was why do we, I mean, what is essentially the role of avionics? And it's all that good stuff which Bharatdeep has just explained. But apart from that, it also affects the trajectory of the rocket. I have made a presentation here. Plus, with it has pictures, so it will help you guys understand what it actually looks like. So yeah, so trajectory of the rocket is also dependent on this because we are controlling majority of electronical components with the avionics section. And the question section, if it fails, you will have no data, your parachute won't deploy, your payload won't deploy. So the check and the proper programming of this avionics section is basically really necessary. And this is what a typical avionics section would look like in a cylindrical shape. And this is just to explain you guys what it actually has. So this circuit, okay, it you can practically buy it. It logs your data, and it also yeah, it records and logs your data. So this is called stratologger, and I've read about it. So it calculates your velocity, acceleration, barometric pressure, and the maximum height your rocket has gone, and which is powered by this 9-volt battery. Okay, is this a 9-volt battery? I think it's a 9-volt battery. Yeah. But apart from that, we also have a smaller AA battery here to control the parachutes. You see this? So this is directly connected to the parachute control system, which is essential because if this battery fails, we have another backup battery which is sure that will work for your parachute. So that's what avionics section basically consists of. All that modules that Bharatdeep described have just been included in this one single circuit, which is making it more compact for us. And as far, yeah, that's how it works with the trajectory also.
Okay. Atharva, complete ho?
हाँ हाँ हो गया.
Okay. Just to add a few points, see, the thing is, we are working with sounding rockets, right? However, in real life rockets, SpaceX, Blue क्या था? Blue something was there.
Blue Origin.
Blue Origin, and then NASA, JAXA, ESA, and all these. They launch rockets, and these rockets, avionic systems actually, suppose the rocket is tilting, or let it's tilting a lot, and it cannot. If it keeps tilting more, then what will happen is that it will take a parabolic path and just crash. All right, I'm talking about real life rockets which go into space, suborbital, or uh, to ISS or something. So these rockets have to maintain the stability. Okay, about the CP and CV that Ananya explained in construction. Yeah. So to maintain that, avionic systems actually divert the power. All right, they can do that. They can
Yeah.
divert the power.
See, the only point which why I didn't include that was because we don't have a correction system in place, and correction systems are generally very expensive.
Yeah, so those things are usually in bigger rockets, okay, much
Yeah,
more costly rockets. And recovery system, already Athaf has explained. You guys must have seen there's a capacitor in there as well. Now, capacitor, what it does is actually,
look,
uh,
I'll present just a
uh-huh.
second.
So, see, capacitor can give a high, charge for a very small amount of time, and this thing can be used in recovery systems. All right, you will know why we need a high charge, sudden charge from a source for recovery. It's mainly because the opening of the body and deployment of parachute has to be a bit fast. It cannot be slow, and slow doesn't mean like you guys have not seen so far proper recovery systems. So right, sorry, can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Huh.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, there was so nose cone actually has to open really fast. It cannot go slowly and turn and everything. So there was an idea when we were discussing about rocket in previous meetings about using a capacitor as a power source for the servo, so that it changes the direct. It rotates really quick. All right, servo is already fast, but we want it to be faster. Okay, and one more thing was to not affect the charge from the main battery source that we have, or power source. Okay, not to waste it from there. So these are some of the few points that we'll discuss in future when the teams are made. So I hope